So today I'm going to be giving you a tour of the garden. We're going to do a quick update on this sort of stuff. I'm going to provide you what we're going to do for the summer with the garden. It's middle of May at this point, I'd say. Well, you could argue it's still early May, but because we do these just about every Monday, I figured I'd just say it's mid-May at this point. I don't care. I missed the one last week because I was working on the documentary. Also, quick PSA, public service announcement. We are trying to reach 3,000 by the end of the week and 5,000 by the end of the summer, and ultimately 10K by the end of the year. So if you could help me reach those goals, be sure to go down below, check and see if you're subscribed. It would go a long way. Click the like button because that also goes a long way, helps promote the videos in the algorithm. I mean, it's pretty hit or miss with my long videos, but with my shorts, it's pretty much just a one-hit wonder at this point. So let's get into it. So we're gonna start out here in this area. This was actually the garden in 2020. So right here we have blueberries. They are showing signs of life, plenty of it. And as long as my chickens decide to stay out of the garden, which they're doing a bit better at this year, I'd say we should have some blueberries ready probably by the beginning of July or around my birthday, which is in late June. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll say this is blooming pretty well. And right over here, we have our strawberries over here. So we have these strawberries, the ones with white flowers. Of course, all strawberries have white flowers. There's many different varieties, all of which can produce at different times. Some of these won't be producing until the worst of summer is upon us. Some of them are producing right before that and right after that. So that's something you might need to know about strawberries. And also, quick thing, the ground's getting a little bit cracked over here, but we got tons of rain this month. Hopefully we get some more. So this right here, there's nothing in here. So what is this right here? You're asking. Well, this is actually going to be the garden in Memorial Day weekend. That's like not next weekend, but I think it's the weekend after. This weekend and next weekend are going to be pretty normal weekends. But then in 3 weeks we'll have Memorial Day weekend, maybe 2, I don't remember. I think it's the weekend after this weekend. So we'll be able to plant this stuff in here. I'll show you where everything's going to be laid out like usual. So right on this edge over here is where we are going to have sunflowers right along the edge here. Right over here, that's pretty much this entire area right here is just going to be tomatoes until about like 5 feet before the sunflowers. I know it's confusing, but right over here we usually just have holes that are never used. But this year we're going to be growing watermelon in the garden for the first time. I'll be reviewing many like different reviews of these plants over the summer. And then right over here we're going to do green beans and gourds, but they'll be on a trellis. So and right behind them we'll of course do some zucchini and some eggplants. And then right over here we'll have trellises for the cucumbers and the cherry tomatoes, of course. So expect garden tours every Monday this summer. Also, a quick update on the foliage that's going on right now. It's getting worse and worse and worse every year. Allergies, man. You know what I'm talking about. I'm really the most sensitive to oak and maple. And then again with ragweed in June. Those are the 3 that I get the worst reactions from. Like, y'all just wake up in the morning, like late May, early June. Like, once I do my May 22nd day in the life, mark your calendars, y'all. That's going to be next Wednesday. I'm already preparing for it right now. It's going to be a pretty good video. Y'all should watch it when it's out. Guess what's going to end up happening? Around that time is when my eyes wake up. When I wake up, my eyes get itchy. I sound like I'm having a stroke the whole day until like noon. Then we're good to go. And it's all because of ragweed. I get the worst reaction from ragweed. And then I get pretty bad reactions from oak and maple. For the rest of them, I'm fine with. And over here we do have some flowers that are blooming. The lilac bush is coming in pretty nicely out here, I must say. Now let's go down to the actual garden that's going to be in the garden. Oh, by the way, we did plant a few more seeds last night that's actually going to be going in the garden soon. I'm not going to do a tour on that because nothing's come up yet. Let's take a look at over here, though. So right in here we have, of course, some support beams for all the plants to make sure they're all nice and tied in. I can assure you about 80% of these plants are just tomatoes. You can see the ones way back there that look like tomatoes are obviously tomatoes. But what do we have up here in the front? So we have some cucumbers here. These are basically trellises to support them. Right over here we have peppers. And I'm pretty sure we also have some broccoli in here as well somewhere. There should be some broccoli in here. If not, we'll probably just end up planting it in the ground. So broccoli is one of the bigger things we end up growing this year. I can't wait to do that. The tomatoes are the biggest right now. The cucumbers, though, are flowering, as you can see here, though. So this greenhouse is pretty small. The bigger greenhouse that we used for that 1 year is currently being used to house our tractors. So it's not doable right now. So let's go check out the orchard, which is actually, you have to access it directly through the chicken yard. Trust me, a new chicken video should be dropping tomorrow if you're wondering. And there's also baby birds up there in the chicken coop as well. which my cat would probably be a pretty big fan of. She's right there, rolling around the dirt. I wouldn't really call her a kitten anymore, but I wouldn't really call her a full-grown cat. She's about 2 years old, I'd say. She also likes dust bathing under that car right there. I don't know why in particular that one, but like whenever it's parked outside, she'll go ahead and dust bathe in it. So right down here is the orchard, and you can see from afar, it's looking nice and leaved. And I'm not going to go into it right now, but you can see the flowers are coming in pretty nice. So let's go check out the crabapple tree. Last time I checked, they were showing some minuscule signs of life. Last time I checked on it, and you can hear there are birds actually in the barn right now. So you follow me back here, there's a go-kart right there, an old oil tank, 58 pickup truck, and then right over there is of course the bigger greenhouse we had in 2022, but unfortunately is not in use right now because it's used to house 2 tractors. And as you can see, the crabapple is blooming pretty nicely right now. You can see pretty nice flowers coming in on it. Looks really nice. Those pink things that you see on there are actually gonna be crabapples, and as I talk about a lot when I talk about crab apples, I actually ate one when I was 8 because I thought it was a real apple. I was a moron back then. So they're not like gonna kill you or anything. It's just that they don't taste good. And for other animals, it may be toxic and stuff like that. So don't just blindly feed your animal stuff you find on the ground, I must say. So what are we gonna do for this year in the garden? Is there anything new? As I talked about, we're gonna grow some watermelon this year. And we're also going to be we also planted some corn up in the fields over there. Once we get some stuff coming up, probably not next week, like the week after. So when we do the Memorial Day transplant, that'll also kind of be a garden tour. So on that Monday, instead of there being like just a garden tour, there will be also a transplant added to that video too. So it'll be pretty cool. And I genuinely remember the last time I did a transplant video, I literally got into like a standoff with a groundhog, and it was a pretty intense, maybe 2 minutes of my life. I genuinely remember recording that and just freaking out, bro. I was 13 when that happened. Of course I freaked out. I just remember like filming that. I was just so in shock, bro. I was like, oh my, what are you doing there, bro? And it just kind of stared into my soul. Then it left, but it looked like it wanted to kill me. And I'm so glad it didn't run, but it didn't really try to stand my ground either, because if I did, it would try to bite me. And I'm not trying to get rabies. No, thank you. There's my puppy right there. She's gonna help out with the garden, hopefully this year, if she decides to be a good dog. Are you a good dog, Linguini? Are you a good dog? Yes, you are. So yeah, the garden this year shouldn't be too different. There might be a bigger variety of plants this year in the garden. So yeah, I just want to say all that stuff. As I said, PSA at the beginning of the video, I'm also dropping an album on my music channel on Thursday. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. Link is in the description. Not here, guys. Subscribe.